Time for a look at your travel weather and where there might be some disruptions over the week ahead. And we start with Friday. I'm looking for some fog around Charlotte that could cause some delays or flight disruptions.
Okay.
And then we move over to Saturday in the morning. A weather maker that's coming out of the Rockies looks to bring big thunderstorms, possibly some severe weather around Chicago, Indianapolis, and Cleveland. And then by Saturday night, yes, the Northeast again gets hit. Philly, DC, and New York City. We could have some disruptions for yet another weekend from another system coming through. Then on Sunday, we go out west looking for some very thick fog around portions of Northern California and the San Francisco Bay Area. So connecting flights or originating flights, there might be some disruptions Sunday morning in this portion of the U.S. Then it's several days before there's any problems or disruptions at all. We go until next Friday before we see any concerns. That starts with some thunderstorms, potentially severe weather around New Orleans and also Memphis, which is a big connecting airport for a lot of you domestically. Keep in mind, we may have some disruptions there. By Friday afternoon, that kicks down to Central Florida and Southern Florida. Tampa, Orlando, and Miami all look to have a lot of scattered thunderstorms in the area and may cause some brief delays or disruptions as well. For those of you heading out on ships, transatlantics that will be in the North Atlantic have my eye as it looks very churned up next week with around Monday all the way through Friday seeing heavy swell and in some places large swell. 5 to 7 meters are possible. That translates anywhere from around 15 to 25 feet that we could be looking even upwards of 30 feet in some places from a lot of weather systems crossing the North Atlantic. Also in the Atlantic, behind Tropical Storm Sean, we have another wave that develops. It hits the West Indies next Friday with some churned up swell. Could be missing some ports in this area on that day. And then Saturday and Sunday, that shifts over to Puerto Rico and the Bahamas. And also some missed ports could be possible due to elevated swell in the central and western Atlantic. And over on the Pacific side, next weekend as well, we have some elevated swell from Alaska all the way down to Guatemala. So the entire Mexican Riviera and coastlines upwards of California, Washington, and Oregon. It's not dangerous swell, but it's elevated swell. And some of these tender ports in these regions, there could be some missed ports as we go through late next week and next weekend from these systems churning up the swell a little bit in the Eastern Pacific. And that's a look at the concerns we have over the next week, whether you're traveling by air or by ship.